Okay, hello everybody. My name is Leslie Williams and I'm in San Diego, California. And let me just prop up this video really fast, this video camera, so I can let go of it in order to be able to... I noticed that when I make videos, hold on a second. I noticed that when I make videos, I talk with my hands quite a bit. So I'm gonna... Plus this has got to be propped up right anyways. Good afternoon. Actually, good evening. It's right now it's 5:35 p.m. and my name is Leslie Williams, and I am in San Diego, California, and I just, as you can obviously see, that I'm hiking in San Diego, and I apologize for how I look, but I've been working all day long. I'm moving right now. Actually, I'm preparing to move, and I'm still moving some of my property to the other hiking areas that I'm setting up, and so I've been spending the entire day today filtering through property, itemizing it, categorizing it, and also bagging up some new property that I bought in order to have some backup kits in reference to my new hiking areas and all the supporting material that I need to use in order to be able to hike in a somewhat comfortable fashion. But I've literally been moving since, well, I started probing places excuse me, about once a week in September of 2013, and I even went and moved to one of them, and anyways, I'm not going to go into, sorry, I'm a little bit tongue-tied right now, but let me just, I'm having a cognitive reset, so let me just back up a second. Basically what I'm doing is I'm hiking in San Diego. I live in La Jolla, and I am what is known as a targeted individual. And the reason why I got all this tape on my fingers is because moving has really wrecked my hands. And anyways, let me light up a cigarette in just 1 second, and then I'll go ahead and segue into the subject matter of this particular video. Title this video by its upload date: Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Harassment Tactics of GangStalking Expeditions, and then make this video private, because this video probably will have some prediction statements in it, and it's also going to have some statements in it that I'm getting ready to file some lawsuits. Hold on a second. As soon as I move, and pertaining to some of the universities and public libraries and businesses that have been gang-stalked at, as well as some lawsuits concerning gross negligence of duty, at least pertaining to specific San Diego police officers, the city of San Diego, and the police department in general. And you know, the reason why I decided to make this video is that so I have to be careful about making this video public right away, because these little freaked out skanks who are have been part of the gang-stalking expedition towards me will take anything I say and use it against me. So what I'm going to do is keep this video private until after the lawsuits have been mitigated. And hold on a second. Now, in a way, I already know that I'm going to lose these lawsuits. I already know it for a fact. Well, I will just put it to you this way: I'll be very surprised if I win any of them. What I am dealing with in reference to this organized stalking, gang-stalking expedition, the individuals who are perpetrating this criminal reality, not only against me, but other fellow targeted individuals in San Diego, and then other targeted individuals that are in the entire state of California. We have the educated ones, okay, the seasoned and educated targeted individuals who have suffered this heinous, horrific crime, become aware over time, who at least protects it, and obviously certain businesses, universities, public libraries that have participated in it as a result of our experiences and as a result of evidence. Now, this particular subject matter, though, this particular video is being made in order to make some generalized statements, some detailed statements, and to also, once it's made, once I make it public, the statements in it should be able to be of some good use to fellow targeted individuals, and also to inform the public concerning what us targeted individuals can go through, so they can educate these criminal realities in order to be able to make informed decisions concerning how to protect their loved ones and their friends, which are also loved ones as well. Hold on 1 second. Now, my videos are titled Learning Disabled Woman because I have a different learning style. It's not because I'm retarded or slow. In fact, in some ways, I'm actually even somewhat gifted. So when you see my videos and you see the titles of them, Learning Disabled Woman, make no mistake about it. I used to be married. I got a college degree. When I was able to work, I had some pretty good jobs, UPS, and anyways. So when you observe, obviously, which you will, that Learning Disabled Woman is being gang stalked or whatever is in the title of any of my YouTube videos, I want you to know the reason why I titled those videos were for two reasons. I've never put my name in any of the, hold on a second. Now, I have never put my name, okay, in any of my, like, you know how, like, when you upload a video to YouTube? Hold on one second. When you upload a video to YouTube or when you make a blog, I have never put my name in any of the titles of the blogs or any of the titles of the YouTube videos or in any of the first sentences. I've never put my name in any of the, well, I put my name in some of the blogs, but I'm only down towards the bottom, okay? That way, like, once the blog gets posted, it's when you go to research Learning Disabled Woman, you wouldn't be able to see my name on the feature of any blog that you could click on in order to open up the blog. And I never put my name in any of my YouTube videos in reference to the title or in the About feature, which is basically the description of the YouTube video. Hold on. And the reason why I did that was for many. For one, I'm estranged from my family because I do not get along with my family at all because of their abusive nature and the dysfunctional relationships that we pretty much have had ever since before I turned a teenager, and definitely as an adult. And since I am a grown woman, I do have that civil right to break apart a relationship with anybody that abuses you. These are healthy choices. Now, the reason why I'm talking about why I have never put my name in the description of any YouTube video or in the YouTube title or in the beginning sentences like the first and second paragraph of any blog is because I did not want my name to come up to be readily identifiable that Leslie Williams is the Learning Disabled Woman because of the way that certain syndicated police officers and the organized crime members in the system would try to attempt to type my name in and then be able to bring any of those blogs up. I wanted to stay anonymous as much as possible. They went into my YouTube accounts, added my name in the About features of those YouTube videos and in my blog accounts. So I just left it because I couldn't keep up. They were doing it so much. Anyway, so I just wanted to throw that tidbit of information out there for you. Now, the homelessness you see me in right now is because of gang stalking. You can, once you start researching these criminal realities, you will discover that creating homelessness of a targeted individual is one of their main priorities and objectives that they have for the targeted individuals in reference to the perpetrators who are perpetrating this criminal reality against each selected target that they plan on making homeless, in which they did of me. I've been gang stalked to multiple apartments, motel rooms, hiking areas. The fourth hiking area I've been gang stalked to here in San Diego, and I was even gang stalked when I left this area in La Jolla when I went out to Yucca Valley, California for 1 week. I left on December 5th, 2012, came back and arrived back here at this location on December 13th, 2012, was gang stalked along every single one of my routes when I was out there. Hold on. And I was gang stalked to San Diego from another state. Now, it's all over the internet that interstate stalking is a methodology of gang stalking, and all you got to do is research it, basically even just for a week. And when you research the amount of YouTube videos, the information from the targeted individuals' YouTube videos, blogs, petitions, you will, and even books that targeted individuals have written, you will clearly be able to see that we are gang stalked to apartment, to apartment, to apartment, to motel rooms, to hiking areas. We're gang stalked along all of our routes. The business community, pretty much every place the targeted individual goes to, they're harassed through clever sensitization methods that can be Googled as well. One of the main ways that these perpetrators are able to get so much help from the community to harass us is based on, but not limited to, I'm feeding a bird. It's based on, but not limited to, corrupt law enforcement and government officials illegally putting innocent human beings on, but not limited to, the community notification, the sexual offenders notification, and the offenders notification. I am talking about completely innocent, law-abiding citizens who have literally done nothing wrong whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. And to give you a general introduction in reference to corrupt law enforcement doing these types of things, you can go to Google right now and type in Jessica Miles, KTPS, news reporter, GangStalked, Minnesota. Take a close look at those blogs written concerning a bunch of blonde women, including several reporters being gang-stalked in Minnesota. Jessica Miles was. I don't know if she still is a news reporter. She's being gang-stalked, and concerning how law enforcement accessed her license over 500 times in one 30-calendar day period. Now, I have a feeling that's being done because now certain states, hold on, what certain states are doing now, and I've literally heard this on some national radio shows, that certain states right now and local governments are putting microchips within the layers of what's compressed onto your driver's license. And they can be used for the radio frequency chips that can easily be inserted within the plastic and the film that covers up the plastic on your California license. And if they can be used for a radio identification, then what these law enforcement, if that's what they're doing with her, because there's got to be no other reason why they're accessing her license 500 times in 1 month. Are they using it for a tracking device? Now, I also know that cell phones can be hacked and used as cameras, microphones, and tracking devices, GPS locators. And this could be at least 2 of the ways that they're able to surveil a target in real time in order to put the crafted harassment around the targeted individual that the targeted individual experiences, including assaults and even rapes. We're talking about completely innocent people. Completely innocent people. If you are a law-abiding person that is watching this video right now, and you know in your mind and your heart, because you know how you have lived your life, that you have never gotten in trouble with the law and that are not involved in any illegal or criminal activity, well, basically, the people that are being targeted are people just like you. Literally. I can't say it any plainer. Now, the reason why I decided to make this particular video is I wanted to be able to explain in this particular video concerning how some targeted individuals are harassed, just one section of the harassment. Before, during, and even after we are made homeless, what they will do is engage in certain techniques called gaslighting. Hold on. Gaslighting is a technique, and it's actually a coined phrase that came from the movie Gaslight that Ingrid Bergman played, from a movie Gaslight with Ingrid Bergman that was made either back in the 40s or the 50s. It might have been the early 60s, I don't know, but you can probably actually even buy the movie. You might even be able to watch the movie online, because there is some movies that are online and older TV shows back in the 40s and the 50s that you can watch at YouTube if you look for them, or you could probably buy it through Amazon for like $2 or $3. So, Gaslight was a movie that Ingrid Bergman played in concerning how her life was covertly, it was infiltrated directly by an individual who found out that one of her relatives had left her a house and some jewelry that was left in the house. Ingrid Bergman was the sole heir of this house. This gentleman in the community found out about it, so he inserted himself in her life in order for him to meet her, date her, marry her, and then employ specific types of psychological mind games to her, concerning her, towards her. Okay? That's right. Now, if you watch the movie, you will clearly be able to see what he did to her in order to drive her insane and also to make it appear towards their social circle that she was going crazy, in order to eventually try to put her into an institution so he could take legal control of her, the house, and then find the jewelry and take that as well. Now, the reason why Gaslight, the name of the movie is Gaslight, the reason why that coined term is being used all over the internet in reference to that being a coined termed phrase that describes gang stalking methodologies is because it is literally a methodology of gang stalking in reference to what the husband did to Ingrid Bergman in that movie, and, listen to this, the criminal motivation as well. Land co-opting, property co-opting, mortgage co-opting, trust fund liquidation, identity theft, human trafficking, sexual servitude rings, prostitution rings, racketeering of all forms, and insurance fraud. are all, and these are just a few of the criminal motivations attached to these criminal realities. That's right. Now, attempting to label a targeted individual as being mentally ill is one of the ways that they attempt to take syndicated probate control of the target in order to put the targeted individual into an environment that this criminal organization owns. It's a syndicate in the system. In the system at the federal, state, and local level. We're talking about organized crime, group-run and owned group homes, foster care homes, and other facilities that they might be connected to. And basically what they're doing is targeting the elderly, the disabled, people that have fixed incomes, pensions, rich people can be targeted, well-off people can be targeted, especially single women, single mothers, single fathers, okay, people on disability, and the already aforementioned types of individuals and more. And basically what they're doing is completely destroying our lives by getting landlords and property owners on board. Okay, single women and single mothers are huge targets of these crimes, because basically what they want to do is create homelessness of us and then keep it covertly managed. That's right. Through the tracking, stalking, and surveillance of the targeted individual, once they know where the targeted individual is living. Now you can go to Google right now and type in fake, bogus criminal investigation files that are created about the targeted individual by these corrupt law enforcement individuals, and also individuals they're connected to that are walking around with fake badges. Hold on. To give you a preliminary introduction in reference to how easy it is to solicit anybody to do anything for an individual who has a appearing position of authority, go to YouTube and type in "listen to a stranger." Just do it. That video is literally dedicated to gang stalking, and I'm talking about the entire video is dedicated to just a few of the techniques of gang stalking. Watch it and rewatch it. Now, basically what they do is through their employment descriptions and the prestige and the power that goes with them, including the respectable image that goes with them, law enforcement, lawyers, okay, law enforcement at every rank, okay, will basically portray the targeted individual as being a criminal and or a social deviant of some kind, and or mentally ill, and or cannot take care of themselves. That's right. And or that they're a threat to themselves or others. These kinds of tailored lies are brought about against the targeted individual in reference to how they're told to specific community members, church groups, charities, self-help groups, sororities, fraternities, you name it. They can influence anybody and everybody based on even the psychological profile of the individual and or group that they're soliciting to get assistance from, in order to get them to harass a target based on even their psychological profile. That's right. That's right. Now, basically what I'm trying to tell you is that I'll put it to you this way. Say if you got a mother, okay, who's got an infant, and she's approached by these corrupt syndicated law enforcement or individuals who have a fake bogus criminal investigation file because they're connected to a law enforcement officer and or the law enforcement officer who is actually a real law enforcement officer. They will take this badge, okay, and they will take this fake bogus criminal investigation file, and what they will do is they will approach an individual that they have heard that they can use through the grapevine, through other syndicated and connected members that they know. And then basically what they will do is use their employment description to influence individuals within the community to harass a target in specific ways based on the tailored lie that they create, that they believe that the person that they're getting to assist them will believe based on their psychological profile. Like a mother with an infant, they'll approach her and say, we got a sexual deviant here, a pedophile, or something like that. Can you assist us in doing something for us towards a person, because we're trying to give that person a message that we're trying to drive them out of town because of what they're involved in, and since they seem to be so smart, we cannot catch them or have not been able to catch them as of yet. And what they'll do is create these sophisticated lies, okay, combine it with the badge and the fake bogus criminal investigation file, approach either the group, the woman, the father, anybody, teenagers. These people will even use parents and and will even tell the parents to try and use the children. And these terms can be Googled. If you research every single thing that I have described in this video so far, and my follow-up statements, you will see that I'm telling you the exact truth, and nothing but the truth. Basically what I'm telling you is what they do is basically just do everything and anything to run down the targeted individual. Mentally, psychologically, physiologically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. By creating the homelessness of us, by getting landlords and property owners on board, using the aforementioned descriptions, but those are not the only methodologies that are used to create the homelessness. Postal employees can be brought on board in these criminal expeditions, and they can be used for mail theft and mail delayment, including rent. Even rent that's mailed, certified mail return receipt. That is literally what they did with me. I'm still holding the track and confirm receipt to this date in my money belt. That's right. That's right, because I'm not going to let it go. I even checked that track and confirm receipt number up to 6 to 9 months after it was stolen, and it still hadn't been delivered. That's right. And the way they created the homelessness was predicted by me in detailed notaries that I made before they did it. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I made this video to inform, to expose the truth. Now, the gaslighting of the targeted individual can come in many, 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 many forms. Okay? So let's take a look at what they might do towards a targeted individual when a targeted individual is living in an apartment building, a motel room, or even a hiking area. Well, in order to break the targeted individual down mentally, they have to, their intention is to let the targeted individual know that they are being gang-stalked intentionally on a daily basis, everywhere they go, by subjecting the target to, but not limited to, repeated sensitization methods that are designed for the target to either see and or hear. Basically what they do is sensitize the target to many different things: words, phrases, physical gestures, even sounds, even colors. Okay? To give you an example about how they're using colors, go to YouTube and type in Bonnie Oceanside, California GangStalking, and her YouTube channel has even got her name in it. Okay? They're constantly bombarding her with the color red in order to let her know she's being gang-stalked. Every time she sees red, see what they're basically doing is, well, let me just illustrate what they're doing with me, and then that way you can illustrate right out in the open what they're doing to Bonnie. Okay? Now there are other San Diego targets in San Diego right now. Sylvia Amaryllis, Brian 2, his last name is spelled T-E-W, Miraj Shahan, Beth Donahue was a targeted individual in San Diego, along with Victoria Rose, Erica Dean Gilmore. Okay? That's right. And these people who are perpetrating these criminal realities are in the system at every level. At every level. From social services, to the police, to the fire department, to possibly members in the district attorney's office, possibly members in the prosecutor's office, the housing and urban development, banks, Social Security, the military. It's a syndicate. Okay? And basically what this syndicate does is it's not only in the system, but it also has syndicated members in other employment descriptions. Managers at grocery stores, pastors at churches, okay, individuals that work at charities. That's right. You would not believe what I know. You just would not believe it. Now, in order to make the targeted individual feel harassed, what they will do is get around the targeted individual and repeat certain words, phrases, physical gestures, sounds, represent the targeted individual with certain colors of clothes, whatever a person might carry or have or might be wearing, certain colors of cars. There's many different methodologies when it comes to sensitization tactics. Now, what they'll basically do also, well, let me just get back to the sensitization for a minute. Basically what they're doing with me is getting around me every single place, everywhere I go, and repeating gang-stalk around me everywhere I go. And they're not just repeating gang-stalk around me, even though sometimes they'll just say gang-stalk around me, but they're also saying other words as they say it, back to back, like gang-stalk, gang-stalker, gang-stalk, gang-stalker, gang-stalk, gang-stalk, oh my god, weird, crazy, gang-stalk, oh my god, gang-stalk, gang-stalk, oh my god, gang-stalking, gang-stalk, oh my god, in that way. Right now in my possession I literally have 800 audio files. What I just said, 800 audio files of individuals saying it around me everywhere I go for the last 2 years. And how did they know I came back to San Diego? On August 8, 2011, today's date is April 3rd, 2014. I've been gang-stalked along every single one of my routes, every single day, non-stop, since the second I arrived off the Greyhound bus on August 8, 2011. I've been brutally assaulted 3 times, threatened to be assaulted an additional 4 times. That's right, you would not believe, I literally have caught this gang stalking being said around me inside the San Diego Police Department headquarters and inside the San Diego City Council meeting chambers the day Filner resigned. Now I want you to listen to this. You're about ready to hear right now the audio of me walking down a sidewalk on Thanksgiving Day 2013, just a little bit over 4 months ago. These 2 individuals approached me on the sidewalk and intentionally obstructed my ability to continue to ride my bike. Therefore, I had to get off of it. They then continued to harass me and threaten me. And as they were doing it, they were constantly repeating gang stalk together. Then one said gang stalking, and then that same one said gang stalking, I'm gonna F you up. Now, one of these 2 individuals has harassed me on anywhere between 8 and 11 prior occasions before this Thanksgiving event, and multiple occasions since this event. You be the judge. Do you hear them say it? Alright, now, I'm getting ready to also play you the audio of a video file of me being on a bus in Yucca Valley, California, when I left this area to go to Yucca Valley for 1 week. That's right, back in 2012. I was on bus route Landers, which is a Yucca Valley MBA Transportation Authority bus route. That's right. As I'm sitting on this bus, you're going to hear 2 different men at least say gang stalk and gang stalker, while other individuals are saying oh my god before and after it repetitively, and then you're going to hear a woman just flat out say gang stalking. This event happened in La Jolla. Yucca Valley is 169 miles away from La Jolla.
Well, look at that car right there. So cute. To the left, it just turned. No. Those little French cars. No. Cheese. You first child? Yeah. Okay. Hopefully I got my quick one. I'll take the whole thing. The first one. The rock is going to hold it. She never tried. I'm going to go hang it up in my, she's already talking. I'm going to take my American flag out. Little kind of flag. Take it out. I'm going to hang it in the window and I'm going to put it on. I wish I did it today. Oh, yeah. When they look at Rich. Oh, yeah, that might work. No, it's American flag.
You know, I'm going to be really mad if you stopped right here, because we could have... Yeah, we are.
They say in 15 years we'll be putting RFID chips in all newborns.
We could have not walked all the way to Walmart from the Social Security office.
It's a radio frequency. There's so many buses that go. It's a radio frequency identification implant. You never heard of that? Google it. Yeah. You got kids, you should. I hope they're going. That's beautiful.
Now, before I went to Yucca Valley, I had already had videos published at YouTube talking about individuals who were getting around me and repeating gang stalk and oh my god at SDSU, USD, Ralph's Grocery Store over off of Friars Mission Center, Jack in the Box off of Hazard Center Driveway, Ultra Star Movie Theater off of Hazard Center Driveway, and everywhere else I went. Now think about this. Videos were already published online before this Yucca Valley evidence was caught. And it was said around me every single place I went in Yucca Valley. And Yucca Valley is 169 miles away from La Jolla. Now, getting around a targeted individual and repeating certain physical gestures and or words, phrases, or any other thing that they do in reference to their sensitization methods is their way to let the target individual know that they are being gang stalked as a result of how much they either see the physical gestures or hear the repeated words or phrases. And about how also private information that only the target should know is also regurgitated around the targeted individual. That methodology is called the direct conversation method, and that can be Googled as well. Now, here's another technique that they do towards targeted individuals. Hang on one second. Another technique that they do towards target individuals is, and the target doesn't have to be homeless for the target individual to experience this. Now, I've already mentioned about harassment. When you're being harassed on a daily basis everywhere you go, and then the police deny your civil rights to make a police report, which they have with me at least 17 to 19 different times. That's right, separate times. That's right, okay? When you're living through this while even experiencing the homelessness, and about how you have to spend extra money in order to be able to survive the homelessness in reference to how much money you would be spending if you had an apartment. In other words, I don't have a refrigerator in my tent. Okay? I have to buy extra clothes in order to keep myself warm, sleeping bags. Now, let me tell you another way that they attempt to wear the target down mentally. Because being homeless is physically, can be at times physically exhausting. Because of the amount of times we got to go shopping per week, because food spoils. So we got to go shopping more often, and we are also set up to have our cars wrecked. Staged vehicle accidents can also be Googled. That's done to put us on foot. Okay, so we can be subject to a higher frequency amount of community-based harassment by the dupe dummies that they get to use on a daily basis. Okay, now. Let me explain to you another methodology that they do. They will also anchor fear that something's going to happen to you and or your property. How do they do this? Well, there's been several occasions where individuals, like if I'm riding my bike and I'm just on my way to the grocery store or just left the grocery store and I go to the bus stop, they see where I'm at in real time as a result of the tracking, observation and surveillance of the targeted individual. They then also, in addition to, learn my regular routes. As a result, what they do is use enough dupe dummies for the day to position themselves at any of the choice bus stops that I will go to in reference to how I have concerning like where I go on a regular basis. If they see I'm leaving Ralph's grocery store and they know that I take the bus to get everywhere I'm going, and they've seen what bus stops I went to in reference to where I have went to in the past, you know, what bus stops I went to in order to get to the places I'm going, they have pretty much deduced it through deduction that there's an extreme likelihood I'm going to go back to that bus stop. Okay? Now, what they'll do is place individuals to be at the bus stop. So when I arrive at the bus stop once I get off the bus, or when I go to the bus stop when I leave a store, they'll have an individual to be at that bus stop. That individual will then engage in a physical gesture to let me know he's there intentionally. He will then make a remark to my face, "What's wrong with your back tire?" I'll say, "There's nothing wrong with my back tire." That's right. And then after they started flattening my tires, and so they kept doing this, and so I said, "Why? Is there going to be something wrong with my back tire?" And they go, "No, I don't know what you mean." And then the next day when I go to Ralph's or somewhere else, I come back outside of Ralph's, and then I go to unlock my bike, and the tire's flat. Because basically what they're doing is intentionally letting you know, okay, that what happened to you and or your property was because of gang stalking. Hold on. Just like you just heard in the first audio file of the individual saying, gang of stalking, I'm going to F you up. He wanted me to know that me possibly being assaulted again was because of gang stalking. That's why they say gang of stalking, I'm going to F you up. Okay? They wanted anchored in my mind that this event was happening because of gang stalking. Just like they anchored in your mind that your tire is going to be flat because the individual who's bringing your attention to your back tire is engaging in gang stalking physical gestures. Basically what they're doing is forming mental associations to what happens to you and or your property. Hold on. Now there's a technique on the internet called the dark neurolinguistic programming. Go to Google and type in dark neurolinguistic programming and gang stalking. And basically what they're attempting to do is get into your head by repeating certain physical gestures, words, phrases, sounds, colors, or whatever, making sure you see it or hear it. Okay, and then anchoring what you see or hear to a statement, and the statement is dark in nature. That's why they call it dark neurolinguistic programming, because they're getting you to think about what they're stating in reference to a threat to you, while they're intentionally letting you know that these statements are being made because of gang stalking. Just like he said, gang of stalking, I'm going to F you up. They have put individuals up on this sidewalk. I've been here since October 2012. Today's date is April 3rd, 2014. Practically every single day I suffered individuals riding their bikes by and saying, "Gang of stalking, why don't you come and steal our stuff?" And "Gang stalking, why don't you call the cops on her?" They also set up some freaked out bums 100 feet away who have finally moved. Yeah, within the last week and a half. Now, they harass me on a daily basis, practically non-stop, every day and night. I was hiking here. That's right. Now, when you're at home, you want to deflate and exhale from your day. Okay? Now think about this. If you're being subjected to these harassment techniques everywhere you go, all day long, non-stop, you're ready to shake all this shit off by the time you get home. You get home, and you got to put up with the same exact verbal harassment that's being said from the idiots they put up 100 feet away, and then from the dummies who rode their bikes by, jogged by, or walked by. It's also done because basically what they would say is, "Gang stalk, why don't you come and steal her stuff? Gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her?" Yeah. Because they're anchoring these themed threats to gang stalking in order to make me fearful that what's going to happen next. Are the cops going to come, and or is my property going to get stolen? In order to keep me constantly worried about it. Because the whole methodology in gang stalking is to keep you mentally aware that it's happening to you and what's gonna happen to you, in order to keep you in a anticipate. You know how you, like when you anticipate something, basically what they're trying to do is make you mentally anticipate what's going to happen next. Basically what they're literally doing is intentionally creating post-traumatic stress. That's literally their intention. Okay, so the whole goal for them is to bombard you by overloading your senses of what you see and hear, and how it runs space in your head in reference to the theme of what they say. And this is done in order to literally change your life while you're living in this circumstance, because they created the homelessness. Hold on. So, I wanted the fellow public I wanted the public to know. Hold on one second. I wanted the public to know at large just a small portion of what us organized stalking, gang stalking. Oh shoot, there's a bee in my tent. Hang on. Shit, I hate killing it. Anyways, shit, I hate killing anything, but I didn't want it to sting me. Hold on. So what I'm basically doing is exposing to you right now what us targeted individuals had to live through. It's not just the audacity of them using people to anchor these threats and to keep these threats alive in your mind by constantly repeating them, but it's also by the kind of people that they use intentionally as well. Yeah, skanked out bums. Skanked out, troublemaking looking bums, if you know what I mean. Punks. That's right. That's right. Hold on a second. Neighborhood lowlifes. I have nothing against homeless people at all. I'm homeless myself. But I know how I got here. And I also know that a lot of other people that are homeless because of bad circumstances. Unemployment. The economy sucks. That's right, bad circumstances, bad relationships. But the individuals they get to harass me are nothing but fiends, bums, and probably alcoholics. And they're intentionally putting them along my routes to harass me. That's right, you would not believe how I was harassed every single place I went. UCSD, SDSU, USD, the North University San Diego Public Library, the Serra Mesa Library. That's right, the Point Loma Library, again, like I was in 2006 when I was out here between 1 and 38 days. That's right, and I got email files to prove it. Now, I've also been gang stalked at every business I went into. Jack in a Box, Ralph's Grocery Store, 2 Ralph's Grocery Stores, Food for Less, bookstores, restaurants, movie theaters, banks, post offices, everywhere. Now, all of this harassment is solicited by individuals in the system. I have been literally gang stalked and harassed by gang stalking techniques that I've already mentioned by Social Security workers and post employees. Both of those are federal jobs. And stealing a person's mail, even their rent, is a federal offense. So, when you go to Google and you research these criminalities, you can see the heinous nature behind them. Go to Google right now and type in GangStalking space human trafficking. And pay close attention not only to the blogs that come up, but please pay close attention, if you feel inclined to do so, to the YouTube channel, YouTube videos, Protect Your Life Now, who made some very good videos concerning how organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions, in reference to how they operate, are exactly the same as human trafficking operations. Human trafficking is a huge motivation of these criminal realities. That's right. That's right. That's right. I'm also being gang stalked at the Law Library on Front Street. Now let's see how long it takes before they create an event to make it look like they have a normal appearing legitimate reason to ban me. When they ban a targeted individual from a public library based on a staged event and a falsified complaint and accusation, they're taking away that targeted individual's internet resources that they're using in order to expose what's currently happening to them and has happened to them. Okay? It's their tool to let the public know what's currently happening to them. As a result, it keeps these perpetrators a little bit more at bay. It would be like taking a phone out of a woman's hand while a guy's attempting to rape her. They don't want anybody to know what is happening to me. So is this why I'm being banned from libraries? Understand, please. Right now in my possession, I have over 800 audio files of these aforementioned phrases being said in the same exact identical way everywhere I go for over 2 years. For over 2 years. And the only thing that these universities and public libraries and businesses care about is making sure that they never have to, well, they don't want to be exposed, for one. They'll create and stage events at these places to make it look like they got a normal appearing reason to ban the targeted individual, whether it be me or anybody else that's targeted. In fact, gang stalking is even happening in businesses towards employees by their fellow employees and management. Except when it's happening towards an employee at work, it's called work mobbing. Google it. I made this video to inform, to expose the truth, so the truth can be known for what it is and what's happening to me in my life on a daily basis. They will also stage an event, stage the witnesses to the event, blame the target for the event, and then a syndicated cop will arrive on the scene, hear the bullshit story, okay, because he's literally part of the event, and then petition the target in a county mental health or an area neighborhood hospital psychiatric ward. That's right, so the targeted can be discredited, and so the insurance can be built. That's right. In order to take a legal syndicated probate control of the targeted individual, they have to claim the targeted individual cannot take care of themselves because they're homeless, but won't get out of it even though they got a steady income like Social Security. That's right. And or that they're a threat to themselves or others. That's why they provoke targets along their routes. And or that they're mentally ill. Do you see what I'm saying? Is this why the San Diego police will not make a police report that I'm factually being gang stalked? And is it also why? Because I had the 2006 email showing that I was being gang stalked inside the Point Loma Library when I was out here in 2006, between 1 and 38 days, including by library staff. Of course it is. They do not want it to be known the crimes that have happened to me as a result of these government jobs and their employment descriptions in reference to their factual, literal part that they played a role in these gang stalking expeditions. They're basically saving themselves from criminal prosecution and legal liability by staging events to make it look like they got a normal appearing reason to ban me from the very places I'm being gang stalked at. So, I made this video today in order to be able to just show you a few small tidbits of what is happening to us targeted individuals. Gang stalking targeted individuals have been covered on local news broadcasts, national radio shows, and national TV shows. This is a criminal reality that is recognized by the public. And I'm getting ready to play you right now the audio of a news broadcast of a gang stalking target who was covered on the news in 2011. This targeted individual lived in Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz County is right next door to San Diego County.
This story on our website, kcba.com. You tonight, police call it bullying on steroids. We're talking about gang stalking, but it actually has nothing to do with the gangs that you first think of. Southern Coast News reporter Candace Lynn learned more about the trend and how it's getting more dangerous because of the internet. It makes me so afraid.
Lawrence Gazino claims his neighbors are gang stalking him because he plays loud music late at night and is outspoken. He said for the last year and a half he's been systematically followed by a group of people. At one point he said they climbed on his roof to harass new, but new technology is making it more common.
GangStalking itself, they have elevated themselves to technology. So this is something that's been going on before the age of Facebook, Twitter, those other social websites. They just now have gone into those areas.
Gazino said he's proof that the problem isn't just online and that it can hit too close to home, a home he plans on leaving because of gang stalking.
I want to be able to go to the tennis courts and play tennis or play ping pong without people following us everywhere. It's just nerve-wracking.
I'm Candace Wen in Salinas, your Central Coast News.
If found guilty of gang stalking, the person may face criminal, conspiracy, and stalking charges, all of which are felony charges in California.
Now, you can go to YouTube to watch this news broadcast by going to YouTube and typing in gang stalking bullying on steroids. And did you notice how that news reporter said that the victim can be walking? She said that the person can be driving their car, talking on their cell phone, or walking down the street when a group of people try to systematically terrorize them. Listen again to the Thanksgiving event that took place towards me on a sidewalk as I was minding my own business. Okay, now, go to YouTube right now and type in learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. Again, YouTube, learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. And when you look at that video of me being assaulted, that individual that assaulted me had harassed me on that same bus route on prior occasions and on the morning of the assault. That's why they only sent me the 2-minute video of the assault with no audio. Make sure you look at everything in the description of that YouTube video, because you will literally be able to see that a blog is in the description of that YouTube video by clicking on the About feature. And then when you bring the blog open, when you open up the blog by clicking on it, you'll be able to see an attached PDF link. And the attached PDF link is titled Assault 11. Once you click on that, you will literally observe a printed out and scanned email showing that I predicted that assault 11 days before it occurred. And you will be able to see the acknowledgments on the MTS letterheads that are included with those scans that the assault did take place on October 10, 2011. Then go to Google and YouTube and type in learning disabled woman exposes and or explains how MTS assault video is altered. Now, the San Diego police was notified about this on several occasions along with the San Diego District Attorney's Office. They did not do one thing about it. Not one thing. Obstructing justice and altering materials of discovery, which is evidence, is a felony. I'm not going to let that go. They think that they're going to get away with it, but they're not. I've also been sexually harassed by 2 San Diego sheriff's officers inside the Hall of Justice as gang stalking was being said around me, all of it caught on an audio file. They did nothing about it after I filed a complaint. That's right, because they don't care. The individuals that you just heard on the sidewalk saying gang stalk together, and then one said gang stalking, and then that same one said gang stalking, I'm going to F you up. They were seen talking to a separate individual who did assault me on that same sidewalk about 43 days later on January 30th, 2014. That's right. The individual that assaulted me on January 30th, 2014 on the same exact sidewalk, about 60 feet up the sidewalk from where the Thanksgiving event happened at, was seen by me talking to this guy, one of the 2 guys that played a role in the Thanksgiving event, on 2 separate occasions before the assault took place on January 30th, 2014, and also on 2 separate occasions, once at Ralston, once at a bus stop. He's walked by this area several times, and he's walked by me again since the assault several times. He walked by me yesterday. assaulted 3 times brutally since I've been here in San Diego. That's right. And threatened to be assaulted another 4 times. That's not including the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and it's past thousands now that I have spent in order to survive this crime since I've been back here to San Diego. Ask yourself, why won't the San Diego police make 1 police report? Why? Alright, so I made this video in order to inform, to expose the truth. And this is the truth. Making a target individual's life a complete hell by reminding the target individual that they're being gang-stalked on a daily basis using clever, overt means by sensitization methods, what I've already described, and anchoring fear in the target individual's mind that they're going to get caught hiking and evicted from where they're hiking at by anchoring threats that they're going to be caught and that the